always remember where you came from. I see so many people that when they climb that ladder of success, then they want to cut it out because they don't want anybody else to climb it. But just think, when you climb that ladder of success, how many people reached back and grabbed your hand and pulled you up? We all have that. Every successful leader has someone, or maybe more than one, who's done that. As a leader, do that every single day. Your job as a leader is really to train somebody to take your place. That's what my job is as sheriff. This is my 29th year as sheriff. Yes, I've trained people to take my place. Not today, not tomorrow, but eventually. But that's one of the most rewarding things I've done as sheriff, is take younger people that started just like I did, knowing nothing, and I've watched them grow in their career. And they've become sheriffs, and they become chiefs and agency heads. I don't look at that as me losing someone. I look at that as one of my children who grew up, who've now went out on their own, and they're being successful. That's what leaders do. We help people. We bring people up every single day. You know, a leader is a visionary who makes that vision become a reality. But a vision without a plan is just a daydream. Think about that. Do we have visions? Leaders have visions. Leaders have visions not only for themselves, but for their people, but for their organizations. Think about the visions that you have. What visions do you have? What is your goal every single day? And the leader, it is your position to develop the vision and then have your people believe in that vision and then help that vision become a reality. That's what we do every day as a leader. I'll tell you a very quick story. I grew up in Aiken. I'm 71 years old, so I'm older than everybody in this room. So I grew up in the 60s, and as a teenager, when I got my driver's license, I wanted a car. I didn't want to drive Mom and Dad's big 4 LTD car, a great big car. Like most boys, teenagers, I wanted a sports car. Went to this car dealership where my daddy was a friend, saw this 1968 turquoise Mustang. Fell absolutely in love with that Mustang. White interior, automatic, an 8-track already installed in it. You couldn't get any better. So I talked to the guy. I said, go talk to your daddy. So I go home. Daddy comes home from work. I said, Daddy, I found a car that I love. I found a car. I want you to help me buy that car. I ain't had no job. I just asked Daddy to buy me the car. I said, son, you really want that car bad, don't you? Worse than anything I've ever asked for before. I said, Daddy, I'll do anything to get that car. I said, I'll tell you what, son, if you'll do 3 things for me, I'll buy that car for you. I'll call my friend and tell him to hold it if you'll promise to do all 3. I said, okay, what are they? He said, first, good grades in school. Yes, sir, I can do that. Read your Bible on a regular basis. I said, do that. Third thing, get your hair cut. If you remember, in the 60s, hair was long. Daddy been in the Army. He wanted real short hair. We had intense discussion about hair. So I said, all right, no problem. So I studied in school, paid attention, did my homework, did everything. Read my Bible on a regular basis in the den when Daddy was watching TV. I wasn't no fool. But I didn't do anything with my hair, just let my hair grow. It's just wild as ever. So report cards came in, had the best grades I'd had since first grade. I could not wait to get home. Got home, Daddy comes home and said, Daddy, we need to talk about the car. I got my report card. Let me look at it. He looked at it and he said, son, I'm very impressed. That's some good grades. I'm very impressed that you've been reading your Bible on a regular basis. But in order to get that car, you had to do 3 things. Your hair is just terrible. I said, Daddy, hold on a minute. Now, when I was reading the Bible and I looked at those pictures of Jesus, Jesus had long hair. I want to just be like Jesus. And Daddy said, you know what? That's pretty daggone good, son. But if you'll remember all those stories about Jesus, he walked everywhere he went, and you are too, until you get your damn haircut. Now, I got my hair, this is a true story. I got my hair cut. Daddy bought me that 68 turquoise Mustang. I drove it during high school and in college. But it also taught me a lesson. What was my goal? My goal was to get the car. And I had 3 things to do to get that car. But I shortchanged myself. Only did 2/3. That taught me a lesson. One is to have goals. Set goals in your life and do everything necessary to reach those goals. Don't just shortchange yourself. And as a leader, that's what your people want you to do, to set goals for them. but then don't shortchange them by only giving them 2/3 of what they need to accomplish the goal, and not be the leader that they need all the time. Set goals in everything you do in life. That's your professional life, but it's your personal life too. See, when we want something, we want the best. We go out to eat, we want the best food that we can buy. We don't want it half cooked. We demand the best. But do you give the best all the time in everything that you do? And everybody's got that little voice inside you called your conscience. It never lies to you. It tells you if you're not doing all of it. And that's what we do, though. We don't give it all. As a leader, for your people, for your organization, you need to give it all the time, not just 2/3. And I do not believe in minimum standards. That's just doing enough just to get by. I believe in standards of excellence. You should do your best in everything. Be the best spouse you can be, the best parent you can be, the best friend, the best leader. Whatever you do in life, set out to do the best, just not do just enough to get by. You're shortchanging yourself when you do that. And real leaders, you watch them. They give it their all the time, all the time. Now, you'll hear me talk a lot when I talk to my people about the word caring. People want to work somewhere where they know they're cared for. Yeah, money helps, but it's not always about money. It's about caring. And people know if you're real, if you really care about them or not. If you fake it, you can't fake that. You can put a smile on your face and they can tell if it's not really a smile. They want to know that does that person that's my leader really care about me? Not just when I'm on the job, but when I'm away from the job. Do they care about my family? I tell all of my supervisors, captains and above, have a little book. And all the deputies that work for you, sit down with them. Sit down with them quite often. And don't ask them about work. You want to know how many kids they got. Their kids playing ball. If there's health problems. You want to know something personally about them. That shows that you care. And then you keep up with them. You keep up with them. You keep up with what's going on with them. You have to let them know that you are there for them. And that you will always be there for them. Your most valuable resource is your people. And it's building a relationship with them. You get in that ivory tower behind that great big old desk, and you lose track and lose contact with your people unless you make a very concentrated effort to build that relationship with them. Now, I have a gentleman that's shadowing me today. He's in a leadership class and wanted to shadow me. I said, come with me. So we're in my office. He looks at my desk. I don't have a computer. I've never had a computer at my desk. I'm not going to get tied down to a computer. Yes, this is how we do work today and how I can do all that. My business is about person to person. My deputies want to see me. It's about management by walking around. You walk around and you see them and you talk to them. You pat them on the back. You ask them how they're doing. How's your son doing? How's your daughter doing? Oh, your son's about to graduate. You let them know. Keep up with their birthdays. Send them a little message. And I don't mean a little text message, okay? It takes about 2 seconds, get a little card. Happy birthday. How you doing? Just send them something. You're letting them know that you care about them. And you have to do that all the time. I have 1,000 people who work at the Sheriff's Department. We're the largest law enforcement agency in this state. But we are a family. All I talk about is that we're a family. And we take care of our family. That's what the people that you work with are. They're your family. They're your work family. You have your personal family, but you have your work family. And you have to know them. No different than the relationship you have at home with your family. You have it with those that you're with every single day. We have, we see a lot of terrible things. No doubt. We do that. And my job is to take care of them physically and also mentally. Physically, I work out with them. I go to the gym with them. Every Monday morning, all the new deputies have to work out with me. I have not killed any of them yet. They'll sit in the car and cuss me out a little bit, but no. But what's the purpose of that? They see me out of this uniform, and I'm working out with them, and we're bonding. I'm building a relationship with them. I do that. But mentally, I have to take care of them too. I have to make sure that not just physically, but this body, this heart, this mind, it's strong, it's good. And in my profession over the years, and that's one of the things being in it as long as I have, is you could never show sign of weakness. Well, we've tore that barrier down that it is okay not to be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. We all struggle in our lives, but does that struggle take over our lives, or are we able to manage that struggle? So every deputy goes through a program we call Struggle Well. I want to make sure that they're okay. I don't want to lose them because they can't handle it anymore. And that's what you do every single day when you take care of your people, is you make sure that they're okay. Again, paychecks are great, but they want to know, does my boss really care for me? Do they really care for me? And will your people that you manage and lead, will they fail? Yeah, they'll fail. But failure is an event, not a person. Remember that. Everybody fails. It's an event, and it's not you unless you let it define who you are. Failures is what you learn by. That's how you learn. You learn by making mistakes. The worst thing that we can do in my job is not make a decision. A non-decision is a bad decision because we have to make decisions concerning life and death in an instant. But these deputies, do they stumble and fall? Sometimes they do. And we pick them up. And your employees are going to do the same thing. The people you work with, they're going to stumble and fall. But are you going to be there to push them down? Or are you going to be there to pick them up? You're there to pick them up. They will go through a wall for you if they know that you really care about them. Just like whoever helped you when you failed, you'd go through a wall for them. That's what we do. Now, we have one word at the Sheriff's Department that we live by. It's called care. Care, C-A-R-E. Compassionate. We have to be compassionate to those that we serve, those we work with, those we're around. Compassionate. You have to show compassion because we're all humans. Yeah, we have computers and there's robots and all that stuff, but we're dealing with humans every single day. So show compassion to them. The A is accountability. You hold yourself accountable first. Hold yourself accountable and hold your people accountable. One of the big issues that we have in our community today is with kids with guns and stuff because they have no accountability. They have adults who live in the home with them, don't hold them accountable for anything. So they think they can run around and disrespect teachers and do whatever they want to do. But hold each other accountable. If I see my friend that's doing something that they shouldn't be doing, I'm going to hold them accountable just like I would expect them to hold me accountable. Or respectful. You're respectful to everybody. Everybody. Be respectful to them. That's what we want. We want people to tell us and be respectful to us. So you do the same thing. And E, excellence. Excellence. Never do just enough to get by. Never do just enough to get by. You do that, and then you'll be successful. But visions and goals are very important. And as a leader, you're looked at. And I haven't used the word manage. Being a manager is a lot different than being a leader. A leader is what people want to follow. That's what they want to follow. But they also want to know, are you doing the same thing I'm doing? I work out with those deputies. I'm sweating. I'm hurting just like they are. They have to run into a building to go get a bad guy. They know I'm going to be running with them too. You lead by example. You lead by example. You can't tell your people to do something and then they see you doing something totally the opposite. You can't tell your people that you need to be physically in shape, and you're not. What example are you setting? My job, to me, one of the requirements is to be in physical condition. That's the only way you can protect yourself, your fellow deputies, and also the public. You've got to be in physical condition. So, if I'm not in physical condition, what am I, and I'm expecting them to do that and be that way? No, you set that example. You set example every single day. They're watching you. They're watching you. They're listening to you. They want to see what are you doing and how are you doing it. That's what they do every single day. We're very big on education. If I ask you to look up 2 words in the dictionary, education and success, which one comes first? Come on, that's an answer. Come on. Education. That's how it is in the dictionary. It's how it is in life, too. It's how it is in life. To be a successful leader, you have to continually educate yourself. Continually educate yourself. I read every day. I try to read a book every week. I tell kids when I talk to them as second grader, I started reading mystery books. What does a cop do? We solve mysteries. They help me decide what I wanted to do. I still read. You learn. Every day is a learning opportunity. Never miss that opportunity to stay on top of it. So you're educating yourself, but you're also looking at your people. They all have minds. They all have brains. They all have something to give. But you have to listen to them. They have to have that voice. Listen to the voices that they have. It's a team. It's all about having a team. TEAM. Together, everyone accomplishes more. You may be the team leader, but they're the team too. Engage them. Have them part of it. Have them part of it. Somebody asked me today, are leaders born or are they made? I don't think you're born. I think you're made to be a leader. About inside what you have inside you and what you surround yourself with. The key to being a successful leader, to me, is have the best people surround yourself with. Give them the tools, give them the opportunity, and then get the heck out of their way and let them do their job. And they will prove that they can do it. Leadership is all about relationships, building relationships. And there's not a one of you in this room that cannot do it. Thank y'all.